even get to cross.
How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? Redneck Canine taking you through this glorious video of me playing Draft Champions. If you did not check out my draft video, please go take a look at it. It is very informative as far as some position players you would think not to take or to take and to switch them around depending on the situation. As we play my opponent here, he's got Ray Lewis, Dante Whitner, Flashback Edition, and OBJ. I'm going to talk on some key points in this video of what I'm thinking of Draft Champions so far, some strategies I've come up with for Draft Champions, and other things like that. The gameplay, I will, step in every once in a while and say, wow, what a great play there. Hey, good play by my opponent, that type of thing. But mostly this is going to be informational. So the first thing I want to talk about with everybody is Draft Champions itself. So Draft Champions, for you guys who haven't dabbled in it at all or looking at this video thinking, I want to know what Draft Champions is about. So, Draft Champions is a mode where you draft players, and then you take them. Either you can play against a CPU, or you can play head-to-head, which is what I'm doing here. I'm playing against an opponent who has also drafted a team. It's a cool mode. It's their brand new mode. It does have I haven't really found anything wrong with it. As we get our first quit of this video, as we go up against Ramadi Dawson, Jason Peters, and Sean Smith, top 3 of my opponent in this next game. So it's I haven't really found anything wrong with it as far as like bugs or anything really. I have noticed that the game does freeze every once in a while. And it seems since I have cleaned out my Xbox a little bit, it doesn't do it as much. So if you're having that freezing problem, guys, where you're having games freeze on you, and and it's mostly on online stuff. I mean, if you play the regular game, it of course doesn't do it because it's all local on your game, on your console. But if you're playing online and you're getting a lot of freezing problems, try cleaning out some of your hard drive. That will kind of alleviate the problem. At least that's what I've found. So so Draft Champions, it's a fun game mode. So one thing I want to talk about here is players. So I have kind of a draft order. If you've watched any of my videos, as we get a touchdown here with Matt Forte, if you watch any of my videos of my drafts, you notice I have a draft order. On defense, it goes safeties, corners, linebackers, and then line. On offense, it's basically the reverse. I go linemen, tight end, wide receivers, running backs, and then quarterbacks, depending on which quarterback set I have. There are a few silver quarterbacks I want to touch on that are good to play with, like right off the bat. Like, you don't even need to draft a quarterback if you don't feel that you need to. Now, of course, these are silver guys. They do make mistakes. They do make errant throws and all that type of stuff. But the first one is Jimmy Garoppolo. Jimmy Garoppolo is a great quarterback. He's got like 80 throws short, mid, and deep, and his throw power is not too bad either. So he can get it down the field, and he can also be pretty accurate. Which is who actually in all of these games I'm playing with Jimmy Garoppolo. As you'll notice, he'll make you don't see it in the video, but in the games he makes 1 or 2 bad passes a game, but it's not like anything drastic. So Jimmy Garoppolo, Austin Davis, he's like a option type quarterback. He's pretty fast. So if you're a guy that likes to get out of the pocket and scramble, I don't know what his throw on the run is. I think it's all right. It's not like the best. It's not like Michael Vick 90 flashback Michael Vick good, but it's pretty good. So and then as far as running backs go, there are a couple, like Christy Michael, he's got like 90 speed. Ronnie Hillman's got like 92 speed. So you don't really need to draft a running back. No, I'm not saying you guys don't draft those players. If a 91 Aaron Rodgers or the flashback Vic shows up, get him. I mean, yeah, those are the top 2 players at that position. If flashback Chris Johnson, if Adrian Peterson comes up, done. We get our second quit of the game. So we're 2 for 2 on quits. Going for another here. Jason Taylor, Richard Sherman, Travis Frederick, top 3 in the next game we are playing against my opponent. So yeah, if you see those players on there, I'd say take them. But you don't. I'm saying you don't need to draft those players. Those are players like with awareness. Like, I don't need a quarterback with high awareness. I don't need a running back with high awareness. I'm controlling that player. The players that you do need with high awareness are the skill players. So wide receivers, safeties, cornerbacks, those are all people that I need to have high awareness, because if they don't have high awareness, they're not going to play their zones, they're not going to play their man coverage, right? So, but these guys are silver cards. Got to remember that too. They're not going to be the best. They're not going to have high carrying. They're not going to have the best throw deep, the best throw short, all that type of stuff. but make sure you're really looking at those cards when you are selecting your team. Another thing I want to touch on is lob streaks. So you notice at the start of the year, lob streaks were pretty overpowered. They kind of put in an update, I think, that nerfed them a little bit. As my opponent quits after that one interception, it's like we're a minute into the game and he just, I'm gone. So Randall Cunningham, Flashback, CJ2K, and TJ Lang, next 3 we are playing against in this game on my opponent's team. So yeah, so lob streaks were pretty OP at the start. I think they put in something that nerfed them. I think they put an update in that kind of nerfed them, because I don't get those animations as much anymore. To where if I throw, I have Brian Finneran on my Mutt team, and I also have Rashard Perriman and Joe Horn. If I throw it up to them, they don't really make those catches anymore for me. I mean, yeah, they used to, but not really anymore. So I think they put something in that nerfed it, which is kind of cool. That you can't just get 6'5" Megatron, 6'5" Herman Morris, 6'5" Brian Finneran, and just have 3 6'5" wide receivers and just throw it deep the whole time. That's kind of nice. It makes it so really that they can't, just throw the ball up and that be the guy's game plan the whole way. So yeah. So another thing, see right here, I throw this play. There are some quarterbacks that if you throw that as a bullet pass, it will go errant. It won't go in the receiver's hands. It won't go anywhere near the receiver. They'll overthrow him, underthrow him, throw it way too ahead of him. But if you throw a lob pass there, and it's most likely the receiver's going to get to it because he's going to have time to adjust for the ball. Now, that's not going to be true for lob streaks and stuff like that. But yeah, so back to the lob streak. So the only way really now that I get real lob streak plays are if my receiver burns his guy off the line, which doesn't happen too often. I mean, yeah, if you've got Rashard Perriman who has like 97 speed, or you have, I think it's Tyler Lockett from the Seahawks has 93 speed. I mean, yeah, those guys can burn their guys off the line, really. But yeah, unless you have those guys, you're not gonna be hitting as much lob streaks. So last thing I want to touch on here is going to be swatting the ball. So this year swatting is the same as it was in 15 with a little bit of tweaking they had. It used to be that you used to hit the R1 on PS4 or RB on Xbox to swat. This year you can hit X or square, and they'll also put the SWAT animation on. Now I haven't had too much luck with the X or square button. It seems like I have a lot more with the trigger up top, but as this is going to be the last play of this video, guys, my opponent quits, and yeah, that's it. We've won Draft Champions, 4 quits in a row. That's pretty cool. But yeah, so that's the video, guys. Be looking for more content to come out. I hope you're liking the content. I'm Redneck Skinny 9, and I'm signing off. Please have a good night. Peace.